sorry, this isn't our Christmas episode.
What the fuck was that? Oh, there we go.
Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 324, being recorded on March 4th, 2025. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
Bryan is so random.
With a little background and absolutely no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
I like how that our intro implies that we have no expertise and at least some background, albeit little. And I would say that we have an equal amount of none of those things. Yeah, that.
I agree.
I mean, for those that have read the articles before,
the little amount of background is how much anybody has read.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this.
I'm really, I'm going to start reaching out to all the people who write these articles and ask them to come on the show as guests.
Oh my God.
You should.
We're going to have so many Gizmodo writers on. Is that where you get them from? I don't even know anymore. You get them from Babylon B. Don't worry.
Actually, I think we should have.
We should really do an episode where it's all Babylon B articles, or what's the other one?
I think we should have a permanent another person to the show called just AI.
Let's train them. Hey, we got enough material. We could train AI on each of our quadrants and have AI do an episode of you just give it the articles and tell it to go. Do you think it would get a random shit in there at this point?
If we train it to,
we could do this.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out. I've been playing around with a lot of AI recently. So you guys do an episode and I'll work on it.
Cool. This will be done by the end.
Perfect.
Yeah, I have no idea.
This will be done by the end.
I mean, you could definitely have AI could write a script for you. Easy,
I just think we should just add another
stuff.
person that is just AI. I think that would add to the
just
show.
Have an AI bot that pops
that
in
interacts with us.
It just is on the screen with us, and we can say, "Hey AI, what do you think?" And AI can go,
and it'll be like thinking, timeout,
calculating,
clearing memory context,
Pacific,
ingesting
hey,
world, reticulating splines.
There was that episode of The Office. I just watched it again the other day, and they're trying to get there's an insurance adjuster coming in because the company's selling and merging. They're like, it's a whole thing, but they want to really impress him. And so they rearrange the office and make a intercom system, and Dwight sitting in the back with Google and up in front of him, and is like, hey, Calcutron, we have a question. Computron. Yeah, Computron. We have a question for you. What is the largest ocean? He's like, calculating. Pacific. The guy who's in there is just like, what is going on? I just need to talk to the HR person. Get out of here.
Computron. I love that.
Well, something we don't need a AI helper to help us with, though, is landing on the moon, because a new private company, for the first time ever, has landed on the moon with its
private companies in
lander.
space.
No, but do you suppose this is the first time?
Everything in space, Morty. Now get the back in the car.
Do you suppose this is the first time anyone's actually really landed on the moon? If you know what I'm talking about.
Must be, Bryan, for sure.
Why did that
They
feel
actually
like
have a
a
video
sexual
of it and
innuendo?
I don't know.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it did sound bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Is this the first time that we've landed on the moon? If you know what I mean.
But yeah, the company is the first private company to have actually landed on the moon. There's been a couple of tries prior to this, but they never made it. They did crash.
Why does it sound like there's a
I'm hearing it too.
smaller Blaine inside that microphone? Sounds like a little alien tiny Blaine.
Did you turn on the alien tiny voice? You turned on tiny voice.
It sounds like there's a very small Blaine somewhere.
I liked how the article said this is was a first successful soft touch landing, implying that other landings had been just flat out just crashes.
Yeah.
Much harder landing.
Neil Armstrong just
Oops.
fucking stuck it.
Stuck the landing.
You know, I did watch. They have a video that you can watch of it landing. It's pretty sweet. So I give it a thumbs up for doing that.
Nice.
There's a video. Is it on the
To
article?
what end? I mean, why are they there? What are they doing?
Yeah, I don't really know because I'm not sure what the lander has for research tools. If that's what they're doing.
Is this an opportunity for them to practice just reaching a celestial body, landing on it, just using the tools, using their equipment, trying to figure out how to do all that? Like if they were going to go somewhere else, they would have already practiced on the moon. Is that kind of the deal?
Maybe that's the idea, or maybe they're just trying to take over the moon. I really don't know.
Thumbs up for taking over the moon.
Where's the video at? I thought you said, is it not in the
Did they
article?
plant a flag? What do?
Okay, Eddie. No flag, no country. That's how it works. Do you have a flag?
Well, something that the moon won't probably do to you is make you age a whole lot faster, because it turns out that hot weather makes you age faster. In fact, faster than smoking.
I knew it. I got to text Katie.
So the sun doesn't do it, just the heat?
It's not
yeah,
the
that's
heat, it's the
correct.
humidity.
It's the heat. It's not the
It's a
humidity.
dry heat.
Did you say worse than smoking?
Yeah, they said worse than smoking.
What if you're a
So
smoker?
cold
I mean, a
climates
heavy
it is,
smoker
then.
in like Death Valley.
Think about how young everyone looked while we were in Iceland.
So much younger.
Mm. They don't smoke.
Cold.
No,
It wasn't even that cold there. It was really nice.
it was nice.
I was without a jacket a lot of the
Well,
time.
it was definitely not hot.
No.
Not hot in Iceland.
And everybody there did seem much younger.
Well,
I didn't read the article. Why? How do they know this?
Heat.
because they
Heat.
looked at some data. They got some dataologists, and they
Tautologists.
looked at it.
They were looking
Tautologists.
at apparently cellular age, so they were looking at a difference between people exposed to heat and people not.
Do you think that they looked at the mitochondria? The powerhouse of the cell?
Definitely
They
the
looked at the
mitochondria.
midichlorian.
The other powerhouse of the cell?
Mini chlorian.
The midichlorians.
The midichlorian
Definitely.
count.
Chlorians.
Next time I go to the doctor,
That'll
I'm going
age
to
you.
ask him what my midichlorian count came back as in the blood work.
I dare
He'll probably just be like, I fucking hate you.
I don't know what that is.
No,
So
he
they
seems
said
like
that-
a Star Wars guy.
Oh, you're a doctor. Okay.
Yeah, he might know what you're talking about and go, midichlorian count
Zero.
for you is 0.
Yeah.
Right?
Negative? Can it be negative? Can you be anti-force?
You are not one with the force. The force
Yeah,
is not
that's
strong
called the dark
with
side.
you.
No. I like
so
that
yeah,
theory. The mathematical theory that Sith just had negative midichlorian counts.
Man, Anakin's was like up here and then just like whoosh.
Thumbs
dropped.
down. Silas is over this fucking shit. Uh-oh. Baby.
I don't like heat, so I'm going to say thumbs down. I don't like hot days.
Well, if you want to avoid the aging, they said that it has to be, if you're exposed to 90-degree weather for half the year or more, you will age 14 months more than somebody living 10 degrees cooler than that.
Whoa. Only a 10.
Well,
degree
you'll look
difference.
older. You won't age faster. You'll just look older.
This is why air conditioning is important,
age
and
faster.
Americans know what the fuck they're talking about.
All right, I get you.
But also, if I live in a climate where it gets hot and I just stay in my air conditioned house,
Yeah.
most of the
You're
day,
not
then it doesn't matter.
exposed to it like all the time.
I'm climate
I assume.
controlled most
Did
of
they
the
say
time.
how much exposure per day was the effective amount? Like presumably Silas's scenario or my scenario where I live in fucking Ecuador and it's hot as balls out, and I just live inside where there's air conditioning, and I am only outside for like maybe an hour a day tops. That isn't really the aging factor.
It doesn't really say how long you need to be exposed to it. Just
this study sucks.
I'm finally interested in something, and it's got nothing for me.
Yeah.
So if it's hot out, you age faster. But if you go inside, what if you get it cold enough? Do you go backward in time?
Yeah, if you just
No.
sit
I
in the
like this theory.
icebox,
I just like to imagine Bryan running from the bus stop to the front door screaming, "I'm aging! Gotta get home quick!"
Thumbs down.
I give it a thumbs up. Actually, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up for warning people to not be outside in the heat. I guess, or start smoking. I guess I don't know.
This is interesting.
Or start smoking.
Sure.
I feel much more comfortable
do both
a hobby of smoking because I love staying in air conditioning. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't smoke inside anymore though. So
you can only pick one of the things to do. If you want to smoke, you gotta live somewhere.
You're gonna shorten your life one way or another. Either
yeah, or if you want to take up smoking, you gotta move somewhere colder, like even colder, to cancel it out.
You gotta live in Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yep. That's where I want to live.
Well, if you lived in Antarctica and wanted to call back home to your family, you're not going to be able to use Microsoft Skype after
legendary transition.
Which is hilarious.
Go ahead. Oh wow, we all have
no, dude. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I literally tried to use Skype. I was trying to call some friends back in the UK, and I was like, "Oh, I bet I could give them a call on Skype."
Do they only use Skype?
No, they don't. No. I was setting up like paying minutes on Skype to do the international calling at a much cheaper rate. And then I looked up on my phone line, and it's like, you have 500 minutes a month to call internationally. This was recently? Yeah, like in the last week.
But like these people don't have like FaceTime or WhatsApp.
I was just like, I'm just gonna give them a call like at the office and bother them or something.
Oh, I see. You want to call an actual number.
Yeah, I just want to call a landline and bother some people. And it was like, sorry, we can't take your credit card. I was like,
was it like booty?
No, it just was like it like wouldn't take my I wish if it had done that, I would have been excited because then it would have been calling someone. It didn't do that because it wouldn't take my credit card, and I kept putting it in, and then it was like I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's going away. They're just probably not taking people's credit cards anymore because it's too much of a hassle.
Yeah, I think they're probably not taking these signups or more payments anymore. If you got credits, you can use them, but that's about it.
They also got rid of my credits because I logged in and it said $15 worth of credits and just disappeared. I was like, oh, I didn't use it fast enough or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, I just checked on my computer and I had Skype. I'm deleting it as we speak. I mean, it's pointless.
It actually, that's great. Skype for Business is going to stick around though.
Oh, rats! Stop. Uninstall.
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 Skype for Business is supposed to stick around though, isn't it? Blaine?
No, I think that's getting rid of too. I think they've now officially replaced that with Teams.
Wait,
it's too expensive, Silas. Skype was the most expensive. I don't even know what I'm saying. It was expensive.
I mean,
it cost over $1 million every time someone used Skype.
$1 million?
I don't.
Skype for Business Online, which became redundant with the introduction of Microsoft Teams in 2021.
Yeah, I think they're officially shutting all of that down. So yeah, I mean, somebody Skype's been around for a long time.
Off my computer, then that's a good idea.
But I mean, to be honest, I haven't used Skype in probably over 10, 15 years, probably.
I can tell you the last time I used Skype. It was when I was at Workiva in 2013 when that team was using Skype for some god awful fucking reason, and then finally switched to HipChat, which was Atlassian's chat thing, and then Slack finally got invented.
Figures.
Getting rid of my Skype.
I don't recall using Skype at any other point since then, because why?
Yeah, I give a thumbs up for getting rid of Skype. I don't think we need yet another platform that people have to keep track of.
Boring. I love Skype. I love keeping track of extra programs.
Get on down to Real Fake Doors. Check this out. Won't open. Won't open.
Well, something that isn't fake anymore is driving cars, because apparently the driverless cars are going to go faster than humans ever will. A driverless car has now set the fastest autonomous speed record at 197.7 miles per hour.
That's pretty fast.
197? Hold on now.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've been watching the movie Cars a lot recently, and they were consistently going over 196 miles an hour.
Those are people.
Are
They're
they people?
cars.
The cars are people.
So were they driverless cars?
They're people.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Yeah, so anyway, the apparently this is going to be the next thing, is breaking more records at speed, which I guess kind of makes sense. Humans don't crash if the cars are going faster. I don't know. I mean, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, I think if you had all the cars talking to each other and driving 300 miles an hour down the highway, that'd be a hell of a lot safer than like the 17-year-old barreling down the highway at 300 mile an hour and texting while they're doing it.
They're just,
I think it's terrifying.
they drive better when they text. That because they have to like pay attention more to the road because they know they're doing something wrong that could get them in trouble.
I feel like there's an extremely sexist joke in there somewhere if you're like Shane Gillis, where you could just be like,
I'm sure.
I actually prefer when women text while they drive. It actually makes them better drivers. Drop that one.
I'm sure he did something like that.
Fucking Shane.
I think it's terrifying that you have a fully automated car going that fast. I think it sounds irresponsible and dangerous.
Okay, old man.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. I think that's
your
awesome.
Father.
Actually, I don't know why we should have fully automated planes that fly around that are unmanned. I mean, that would be. Why don't we do that? That
What
seems
kind
like
of
a
planes?
great idea. You know, planes that can deliver things to people, planes that can spy on people, planes that can
deliver things to people. Is it some kind of receptacle or something?
You know, we could call them like drones.
Oh,
Oh,
this is interesting. Tell me more.
I don't know anymore. Made up the first
What
part.
the fuck?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the thumbs down on this, because I was hoping that they'd be flying driverless race cars. So
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, but I don't care enough to like actually raise my hand, and I didn't pay attention, so I couldn't tell you what the topic is.
It'd be pretty cool, don't you think? That we'll just have
if you ain't first, you're
race
last.
cars. You know, the Indianapolis 500 will be all just automated cars driving around a track.
Yeah,
they
do
the
have
AI Indianapolis 500.
I don't want it to be AI. I want it to be remote control.
So they do actually have a fully autonomous racing series, and it's always hilarious to watch. Yeah, they do.
What do they drive? What do they play it in?
What do you mean? What do they play it in?
Like which engine, which game? Like, are they using a particular game for this, or no? Oh, like they're actually racing cars.
Yes.
Oh,
like real cars.
This sounds.
What's this called? I want to watch
great.
This right now.
So it's real cars. They're autonomously driven, and it's hilarious because every now and then, like, a car will just randomly swerve into a wall, and it's like, why did it do that?
I like Silas's idea that
cars?
Yeah,
I like Silas's idea that the cars are on the track, but they're being controlled by somebody else with
autonomous racing league.
Interesting. I had no idea. I thought you were telling me this was like some game that I could go.
No, this is like a real thing. I think they do like only a handful of races every year, but
interesting.
Probably because, but yeah, they
this is like BattleBots with real money. Were you a BattleBots watcher? Did you watch that shit?
I did watch BattleBots.
Yeah, that shit's fucking awesome. That's like if you want to be a computer programmer, but you also want the robots to win the robot war. Like, some of those things that people think up are just fucking nasty.
Just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, this is Abu Dhabi. Is this the F1 track?
Probably.
These look like F2, F3 cars. Is what they are?
Yeah. No, they're
Is that going
specific
fast?
to the
I can't tell.
series.
I have like no frame of reference for how any of this is working. It feels slow.
Do you know how they train these? Like, is
No,
it going based off like input on the track? It's like, do you remember the BMW video where they had a driver go out there? This has been years and years and years ago now. It wasn't AI or anything. They just had a driver start a lap at like full speed, I think. And they recorded the inputs for the lap. And then on the second running lap, he took his hands off the wheel and the car just replayed what he did. And it did amazingly. And he was fucking terrified. Like, because he was just along for the ride, like screaming at like the car doing the ridiculous shit that he just did the lap prior.
What I always find entertaining is like when you watch the car drivers and they like just play the soundtrack of the car, the car's engine, and they could drive the track with their eyes closed.
Oh, I mean,
oh wow,
these people are professionals, right? Like,
yeah. But no, I think this is I don't know exactly how they're training this, but I do not think that it's like, oh, here's the racetrack and they pre-program racing lines. Like it's the car.
I wonder. So like
cues off the track and figure out what to do.
Big to-dos are always made of they can do like the tracks with their eyes closed, basically, and tell you like which turn and like when to shift and like all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they've even shown like some of them driving it blindfolded, right? Like
could be. Yeah.
It makes me wonder if like people at the top of their field on like if you just took like the best MLB pitchers, like could they just throw like perfect strikes like nearly every time? Like I bet they can. Like at that point it's kind of just muscle memory.
That one's a little bit hard.
I mean, I know it's hard.
I think harder than shooting a free throw.
I've shot a free throw blindfolded, like with my eyes shut. Like it's
not
not easy. You can do it. It's just muscle memory.
Let's just clarify: you shot a free throw, or you made a free throw blindfolded?
I mean, I think like pitching,
that one's not like wicked hard.
Could you throw a ball from the pitcher's mound to home plate and have it relatively be in the strike zone? Sure.
With the blast shield down, I can't even see.
I'm actually curious.
How am I supposed to fight?
I bet you an MLB pitcher could actually throw a strike at like their normal speed.
Well, this is what's hard for me thinking about that. Like thinking about myself in that position, how close could I get? I guess if you're like, okay, I'm going to step up to the mound, look where I'm throwing before I blind my.
This isn't that crazy. People have beat Mario blindfolded. Like people play games blindfolded all the time just to prove that they can. Blind people play video games. Like this isn't like something that's not possible. Yeah, no, I'm not confused about that. I'm just like specifically pitching feels like if you don't see where you're throwing to begin with, it feels more. I think you would be less consistent. Like for sure,
it'd be less consistent, but I mean, you would still have the rubber. You'd still
you have the rubber mount to stand on. Like you've done that so many times. Like they've literally probably thrown millions of pitches.
Now, if you're just on some random little league field, rubber
Timmy's gonna fucking kill the little kid up to bat, right?
There are so many fields that I was on as a kid that I was like, they installed this rubber facing the away team's dugout. Like how this is not it's not headed towards home plate. Like it was like messed up.
How do you install the actual pitching rubber in the wrong orientation?
Pounded in the wrong spot because they move it all around because those fields are intended for multiple age groups. So they're always
they move it front and back and like all the way back. Because even in Iowa, is high school ball thrown from MLB distance?
Yeah.
I can't remember. It is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, 60 feet. 60 feet, 5 inches or something?
I don't remember.
Just 60?
No, 60 feet, 6 inches.
6 inches. Yeah, sorry. 60 and a half feet.
Well, something that you don't need to know anything about baseball with is knowing that you don't need to, or you shouldn't, try eating your Christmas tree.
Why not? Wait,
was surprised
fake or
to hear
real?
This.
Real.
Give me one good reason why not.
So apparently, authorities in Belgium had to make a public statement that you should not actually eat your Christmas tree in an attempt to recycle it.
I just thought this was somebody who just really liked gin.
They specifically said that many Christmas trees, the needles have been intensively sprayed with pesticides, as well as some needles are inherently poisonous.
Everybody knows you have to wash your Christmas tree before you eat it. It's like a vegetable or a fruit.
But yeah,
you don't just eat it right out of the fucking truck, you moron.
Apparently, in the city of Ghent in Belgium, there was apparently an article or some story that came out about making a delicious spruce needle butter with your leftover Christmas tree needles.
I see. So this isn't like some nutcase that's like eating a Cessna. These people were trying to make something out of their Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You're making it sound like just Grandpa's finally lost it in the corner and he's like eating a Christmas tree branch.
No, apparently, and I don't know how this article came to be, but apparently it was something specific about like, hey, creative ways to recycle your Christmas tree. Eat it.
Oh my god, it was probably an AI generated article.
Probably.
See what fun we could have if we had AI on the show.
It's AI's just trying to kill off humans in the stupidest ways. You'll never convince me that Tide Pod debacle was an early AI.
That's terrible.
So yeah. If you
thumbs up for eating Christmas trees.
If
is this
you
some
get
Creative
hungry,
Commons song?
It's basically no, it's not technically, but I do have the right to use it. So
I am
unlike other songs we play on here.
I thought
this is not the one that will demonetize us.
No, we'll be fine.
I thought this was an amazing article. I loved it.
The premise sounds great.
Who's hungry? Belgian authorities.
Always makes me think of the person that says,
"Please don't eat your old Christmas tree."
We need to thin out the herd, so we're just going to take all the warning labels off of things like "don't drink bleach" and.
I mean, those are
take
there
out,
for
take
a
out
reason,
the
right?
warning labels, and then that take care of all, because there were no warning labels growing up. You know, it's just. I think we played with mercury out of thermometers and ate the little things that say they're not edible that are on your cakes and all that stuff.
Those are the chances we took, and only the strong survived. I'm with Bryan on this. The world has become soft.
Direct quote from Bryan.
That's exactly what I said.
The world is too soft. Got it.
I follow Bryan. I follow Bryan now.
If you did want to taste what your Christmas tree tasted like, though,
Gin.
Scientists have now developed a device that lets you taste your video games.
Yet another feature that would be good on.
This is going to be in movie theaters as like an add-on to the D-Box
virtual first class
soon, right? Has anybody done
in virtual first class? Yeah, it's gonna be.
Silas, have you seen a D-Box movie or whatever the hell
this
that
cracker
thing
I'm
is?
eating tastes delicious.
Have I seen a D-Box movie?
Yeah, like have you gone to one where? Are you not familiar with this? Where like
I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The movie we're looking at going tomorrow night. We could get D-Box seats.
Yes.
You want to do that?
Like fucking obviously.
Okay, I'll message Tom to see if he's up for the experience.
The D-Box. Like if nobody else wants to do it, I will pay for the upgrade. Like to get everybody in those seats. Because I was looking at it the other day and I was like, what's up with this shit? I remember when this came out. It's gotta be gimmicky.
So it's here, I'll show you.
Have you ever been to one? I wanted to know if it's like worth doing at least one time.
Somebody else I know said they went to one and they're like, I just felt a little seasick the whole time because there was way too much going on.
Oh, maybe that won't be so good then. If it's just like mostly movement related, like it's like some kind of
these like
ride
seats that move.
Yeah, but they do more than that too. I think they can do.
Yeah,
can they
blow
do?
the air and
Yeah.
Like here is the.
Like if the main character dies, I want to get stabbed.
I want to
feel it. Exactly.
I feel it.
If it looks lame, then no. But if it looks like it might be like, we'll give that a shot. Like, can you imagine if you you go to the Dune D-Box and at the right time, like some theater worker just comes in and takes a sandblaster to you, like.
So these are where the seats are.
Are they? Oh, they're shitty.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I was like, I don't know. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, that's not great.
Close.
Although it's
Like,
a smaller screen. Auditorium 10 is not a big. Like those are normal theater. Those aren't like the IMAX. That close on an IMAX would be bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just having the seat move on you doesn't
click the
sound
seat
like a whole
info.
lot of fun, though.
See what they say that this movie has. Like, no, down below. There's a big red seat info box. Oh, this is a screenshot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had the page open.
I can go to the page. 1 second.
I want to know what the perks are. Like if you go see Perfect Storm, like do they kind of waterboard you or drown you?
Yes.
They turn on the sprinklers.
Yeah, waterboard you is in 0 to 30.
Jordan Creek.
Oh, are you doing it at Jordan Creek?
Yeah.
I assumed you were going to do it at Palms.
I looked at Palms, and it was I think it was a smaller theater than this.
That's fine. I still like
you prefer Palms
better. Oh, fucking 100% every time. I'd rather give my money to Fridley than
that's fair.
Cinemark.
Seat info.
Especially because
Fridley's a whole new level of excitement with precise, synchronized motion. Individual
okay, so it's
controls,
motion related.
I'm
not really interested in motion.
With D-Box, you're sure to feel
looking
it all.
at it looks like it's just motion.
Nah,
like he
fuck
just
that
moves
then.
the seat on you.
Not necessary.
Palms Theater.
Though just feel like you're at like a Disneyland ride.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I remember doing something like that at Disney World where it's kind of like this whole big thing, and they like seats.
I mean, I think it would be interesting to try, but not at this movie. I think D-Box would be interesting and a fun experience if you were seeing like
Top
Baby
Gun.
Driver or Top Gun, right? Exactly.
This is the Fridley Theater, and it's at 9. So I don't
instead
know
of 9:25.
Yeah.
That doesn't impact my ability to go. Yeah, that's in a tiny screen.
Yeah. So that was the other reason I was looking at.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, I don't really care, especially for a movie like this. I just prefer Palms, but do whatever.
Yeah, I get it. I'll check with Tom. I know that it's a little farther.
I like that some single people have taken D-Box seats on that screen. Like there was one and then one in the middle. Like,
one on the outside. Like,
yeah,
I want to be able to get out of here.
The fucking outside. Maybe it's handicap accessible. I don't know.
It's not. It would say it's not though. I don't know.
Maybe they're just planning ahead. Like if they really got a shit, they don't want to like have to go through the aisles. Mystery.
This is related to the topic, so it's all about tasting your video games. But
I mean, that's what set me off on it.
You know what's interesting about this, though? This article, I didn't read it, but I did read an article probably 15 years ago where and I think we've talked about something similar to this on the podcast. I don't know. We could check the workflow, but there was an article that talked about new technology was helping seeing impaired people actually see by tasting things. So like you would essentially, the idea was that you would wear a retainer that would send electrical signals to
this
your tongue.
Does ring a little bit of a bell.
It does. That does. Yeah. Now that you say that.
And they're like, people are able to use it and like catch balls that are rolling across the table.
Interesting.
With input signals from, so like simple things. I don't know that it's a one-to-one comparison yet for sight with your eyeballs, but I don't know. This is what it reminds me of. Like, oh, there are other ways for us to experience things through our brains just by getting electrical shocks through our tongue. So
yeah, so this isn't necessarily shocks. It sounds like they actually are using. They say they're using salt, citric acid, glucose, and
they're just putting flavor straight in your mouth.
Yeah, but they're able to kind of mix it up and make it kind of taste like things. And so they said that it is able to successfully reproduce complex flavor combinations such as chicken soup.
So what would the example gameplay usage be? Do they give one?
Yeah, how many games
They do.
involve
I'm
chicken
trying to
soup?
think of a game where I would have expected to also taste something.
Yep. So their example is Mortal Kombat. You get punched in the face and you spit
Blood.
blood, and you could taste blood.
Got
Yeah.
it. So it could be kind of
But
an irony.
if you
taste.
got punched in the mouth, could you taste chicken soup? Because that would be preferable.
It would be a hack. It'd be an add-on hack. You
No,
can fight
it'd be a
Mortal
because
Kombat.
then you would be
you can fight
conditioned
naked
to
and taste chicken
get
noodle
punched
soup.
in the face because
You punch like my grandma. I taste chicken soup. That was pretty good. Come on.
I liked it. That's why I laughed.
Butt plug.
Exactly.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
That guy was so
especially
mad
for
that
the,
nobody knew
the
what a
D-box
bug was.
seats.
Yeah, yeah. If they put it in D-box seats, then I'll try it.
Yeah, exactly.
That way, if they're sitting down and having tiramisu in the movie, I can taste the tiramisu. If they get punched in the face, I can taste their blood, and I can then taste the blood. If I'm watching Nosferatu, I can taste the blood of his enemies.
The Ferratu. Do you think I can't, but I have to. Do you think that at the adult movie theater they have D-box
No.
seats where the D stands for something
No,
different?
You cannot know. I already know. Just no, thank you. Nope, 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 nope.
Okay,
nope,
thank
nope.
you. I just needed to get that out of my system.
Goodness.
Butt plug.
Butt
Yeah,
plug?
we don't carry it.
Thank you.
We don't carry that. Okay. Oh,
Well, with
man.
that, we're going to move on to our billionaire pitches for the week. And
I got
who wants
one.
to lead us off? Butt plug.
I got one.
Do it.
It's D-box seats for adult movie theaters where Elon Musk can get absolutely ass blasted because I think that's what he needs right now.
Oh, well, that took.
I don't know how
forever.
this
I
makes
did
him
not-
money, but presumably Twitch
You're
streaming, I
pitching
guess.
something
I don't
straight
know.
to Elon again. We haven't done that in
No, I'm pitching it to another billionaire to just like
To
to make for
have it
Elon. Oh,
Yeah,
impact,
smack
yeah.
down
use his own
Elon.
money to make that.
I don't
guy.
know, fucking Zuckerberg, I guess. He was gonna fight Elon, but then Elon chickened out. And then did you see that fucking Jon Stewart was like, sure, come on my thing. You can we'll talk as long as you want. And then he's like, nah, my mommy says I can't. Like, yeah, he backed out of that too. He's a chicken shit.
Yeah, John Stewart, John Oliver.
Stewart.
Hmm.
Stewart's not a chicken shit. Neither is Oliver.
No,
Are you
John
kidding me?
Stewart, sit down and
Jon
talk.
Stewart will beat somebody's ass.
John Stewart. John Stewart.
I wouldn't. If I were that person, I wouldn't want to come anywhere near Jon Stewart.
If I'm gonna get in an intellectual battle, I don't want to do it with most people, but especially not Jon Stewart. Like that dude knows some shit.
Would you want to get in a D-box battle with him where you're getting ass blasted?
Depends on which movie theater we're at. Are we at the Cinemark or are we at the Skinamark?
I give your idea a thumbs up.
We got to get out of here. This is going downhill fast.
Who else has a pitch for tonight?
I think none of us should have. I think the rest of us should just.
Son of a
cancel because
bitch. You
Matt's idea was too
motherfuckers.
good.
You motherfuckers.
I'm going to
idea.
pitch one. All
Oh,
right.
go ahead.
He's going to
I was
suggest
gonna-
the Z box, and we can't ask what it is because that means we can't afford it.
No, mine is I'm gonna elevate the D-box seats and make D-box rooms. So every movie theater has little boxes that have an entire ecosystem inside of it. If it's hot, you're hot. If it's raining, you're getting rained on. If you're being drowned,
Oh my
you're
God.
drowning.
I'm just imagining getting swamp ass from my D-box seat at like the jungle
watching Tropic
movie.
Thunder.
Yeah, you're watching Tropic Thunder. You're like, God, my ass crack is sweating.
I love that idea.
Oh my God, that would be so uncomfortable. I've definitely turned the heat on in some of those heated seats before in theaters, and it's taken like a
Accidentally.
quarter of the movie before I realized that I accidentally did it because none of those buttons on the side make any goddamn fucking sense.
They don't. They don't.
You're
have
like,
those-
why does this one put it back and the one right next to it turns on the gold, but then the one like Silas has watched me fuck with them before. I'm like, where is it? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
They need to be
pretty
on
comical.
both sides. Like the direction buttons need to be on one side and the heating stuff needs to be on the other.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Them being in a line next to each other. There's your $1 billion idea. Like make a better D-box.
I've got a pitch. Rather than a D-box for Skinamark or a D-box room, I want there to be just D-box first class.
Virtual D-box.
Virtual D-box first class.
Yeah.
Virtual D-box.
We can incorporate the tasty thing.
I want virtual D-box.
That's going to help us in our virtual adventures.
So that when I go to the movie theaters, I can put on goggles. I can put on an AR, a VR headset, and I can feel like I'm sitting in a D-box in the row ahead of me without actually having to pay.
You didn't have to pay the extra. But it still is an upgrade. Like it's an upgrade from a base seat.
It is,
but it's not
like,
quite as much.
$1 less than the D-box.
Yeah. You're like, I just kind of want to know what it's like. But then you get VR sickness because the movement's still there, but you're not actually moving.
Oh man, yeah, you would get VR sickness.
Oh shit.
That's my pitch.
That sounds great. I love it.
I'd pay an extra $1. I'd buy that for $1.
Oh,
What's that from?
that's from.
I just know it. I don't remember what it's from right
That's
now.
from RoboCop.
It is?
Yeah.
Wow. How did I pull that out of my ass?
Oh wow.
That's not from RoboCop.
Oh. I believed you.
All right. What do you
I
got, Bryan?
believed you wholesale.
I don't know if I have a pitch. I mean,
Really?
I don't think I do tonight.
You always have something good. Maybe you could give a virtual pitch.
Yeah.
Dude,
I wanted to say something about the lunar lander and make an improvement on that, but I just can't think of anything good.
Did we?
I wanted to have a sun lander, but I thought you guys would just
Sun
laugh
lander.
at that.
No. That's a great
I
idea.
love
Are
a
you kidding me?
sun
I mean, how about if we? Okay.
We
How
could
about
probably
this?
repurpose a garbage scow.
If we could just get. I've been rewatching some Star Trek, and they use that reference a lot. It's pretty funny. What about if we had landed a lunar lander? We modified it. We had it land on the dark side of the sun, where it's not as hot.
That's a great fucking plan. I love it. Never thought of this before. See, these are the big ideas we need.
Can you see the other side of the sun? Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. It could be really cool.
I think we kind of see most sides of the sun.
I don't think you do.
I mean, not at one time.
It's not a flat sun. Give me a break.
Well, with that, we're going to call this council meeting adjourned. Thank you all for listening as we do record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube.
Yet.
If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes of the CouncilCast, you can go to councilcast.org. You can also find the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. And if you have a topic you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at idon'tcare@councilcast.org. Thanks for listening and goodbye. Or stay tuned for the post show.
The post show?
We have a post show. It's just not live.
You're not invited, and Post Malone comes every time.
That's what she said.
Oh. Oh.
Perfect. If you aren't watching or seeing Matt, we're currently down by 1 point to BYU.
I am
with
not
9
watching.
seconds left.
Oh my god.
And we're
Jesus
shooting
Christ.
a free throw. We are now tied.